Where's everybody? I'm able to see only my video.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. Where are you guys? I mean, why am I not seeing your video? Can you start your videos? Yeah, you can. Oh, Harshit, you've changed your name. Harshit, you are muted. Okay, but I think otherwise, are you there in the library session now? Right?
Right now, no, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So busy there. But you seem very, very tired, exhausted. Yes. No. So I see Madhu, I see Dr. Koplan, जिसका S से कुछ तो नाम था, is what I remember, right? Shiv Kumar, something like that. मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा.
Sanjeev, ma'am.
Sanjeev. S, but S is what I remembered. Okay, great guys. So how are you all doing?
Hi, mom.
Hi,
Yes,
hi, Madhu. How are
going
you?
good.
You know, you look like that ekdam South Indian actress. I'm pretty sure you must have got that compliment quite a few times, pehle. Yes. So how are you all doing? Yes, all good. Stressed out, not stressed out. Taking easy. How's it? Yes. So I think many of many of the students have got seats with the results, right? Now they would be in a confusion state. Ki should we prepare or should we join? Right. Or those are the messages that I'm receiving now. Right. So that's what I always tell you, that prepare in such a way that you get a choice to choose your branch and your college. Your rank should not compel you to do that. So you should prepare with that target. Ki I should have that freedom to choose my branch and college, right? So I don't have to wait for the third round or stray round, something to decide what is to be done next, right? That should be your only target. Okay. So my rank should be such that whichever branch I want, I can take it. Okay, so no second thoughts there. So please prepare with that target in mind, and of course, keeping in mind that you don't have to burn out yourself, right? In the process, you don't have to lose yourself, right? You don't have to lose your connect with the family or even friends or something. It's not about that. This preparation phase is only about pado and do nothing else. If you have that misconception, right, misunderstanding, it's absolutely false, right? It's a myth. Kisada, trust me, the more the discussion wale friends you have, it becomes very easy to study and study for longer hours if you have friends with whom you can discuss. So you should always try to do that. And if you are someone who's like, मैं तो I score in GTs like 500 plus, but around me I have people who are just scoring 300. How can I discuss with them? It's nothing like that, because I can tell you from my own personal experience, I have done it myself, right? Rather, that is better, because when you have two toppers coming together for discussion, dono ke apne apne ego, nobody listens to anybody. So better if you have someone who's struggling to improve the scores and you are performing good, right? You should rather look for a person who will listen to you, and you would be like teaching to that person. Like, teaching is actually the best way to learn and to remember for a longer period of time. So whenever you face this, okay, I'm not remembering whatever I'm studying, try to teach it to someone. And the best person would be someone who's preparing for the same exam, because that person would understand what you are saying. That person would question also if they are not understanding. So that's even better, right? And like I said, don't always look for ki nahi, nahi, I want to discuss with someone who's scoring 600 plus in GTs, right? Even that's a myth. That should not be there, right? So that person also becomes your accountability partner, right? So to whom you are accountable, you set your targets together and you're accountable to each other. Even if you cannot study together, but at least you have this accountability ki I have to report to someone, right? This is what I had said, and this is what I had committed, and this is what I have done. So have that study partner, accountability partner. It's very, very important, right? So on this, I'll tell you one story which I read recently, and it was really heart touching, and I was like, it makes so much of sense. So there was this in a village, there was this one young boy who always liked to win all the competitions and all the races that he
Mom,
participated in. Yes. Huh. So just give me a minute. Yeah. Sorry for that interruption. So I was telling about this young boy who always liked to win all the competitions and races that he participated in. He really enjoyed when people used to appreciate him, cheer for him, and clap for him. So there was once this race, right? Running wala race tha, and first round hua, he won the race. Everybody clapped for him, right? And he was happy. Second round hua, again he won the race. Everybody clapped, appreciated, and he was very happy, right? So there were multiple rounds, and till the final round, he kept winning it. But there was this, in the entire crowd, there was this one person who was so stable. He was not even appreciating. He was not even clapping for that boy, right? So then that boy went to that person and asked that, why are you not clapping for me? So he said that, let's have a race now, right? And then we'll see. So he he had that young boy have a race with one blind man and one very fragile elderly woman, right? And now they had a race. So now race started, and this boy started running, and of course, you know that, he won the race. But this time, do you think the people clap for him? Yes or no?
No,
No. Why?
because everyone earlier thought that.
Acha, isliye. Anybody else has any other thoughts? When he had the same race with a blind person,
Weak competition.
Emotional component भी था.
कंपटीशन ही कोई नहीं.
so
हाँ वही
basically what happened is he won the race, but then still this person did not clap for him. And then this boy was, I won this race and still you did not clap for me. And then this man said, this young boy, he now do one thing, right? Now you take this blind person and you take this elderly woman along with you, run together and reach the finish line together, right? So that is what he did. And now everybody clap for him much more than what they did even before, right? So the learning lesson here was basically, it is not important how you win the race. More important is how you run the race, right? Never always be so selfish, I only want to win this, right? And so that's the whole point of taking people along. Never have this selfish motive that I will not tell anybody what I'm doing, how I'm studying, how much I'm scoring, what I'm doing, right? The more you will help others who are struggling, right, you will be appreciated more. The blessings that you get, right? I can tell you from my personal experience as an educator also, the happiness that we get, or I get, when I help a student who said that I'd never thought that I would do it, I was so much an average student, so-called average student, and they cracked this. That gives me a lot more happiness than someone who's like, I've always been a topper and I knew that I'm going to crack this exam and all, right? So be that one person, who's helping somebody else who's in the same race or competition, and get all the blessings. That's the real win in your life. This is not only for exam, but always remember this point, right? So life is not lived like being with the selfish motives, but the more selfless you are, the more happiness you would get out of your life, and it would make more sense and it would make more meaning, right? So again, get your study partner, get your accountability partner. Do not ever think कि ये तो मेरे सामने, don't have that delusion of grandeur and narcissism and all of that कि I'm the best, right? Don't just have that, right? So that was from my side, guys. I have few queries which are there in the chat as well. I would really appreciate, when you're having this meetings, if we can have one-on-one talks, that even better, rather than, just if it is in the chats. That really adds a more personal touch, and that is what even I personally love. Okay. Adarsh is saying, I'm a fourth year student. I joined medsynapse because YouTube live of FMT really helped me. I don't know if I've joined too early. Right. I mean, majority of the queries, the queries that we get are, am I too late to join medsynapse? You are one of those rare students who's like, have I joined it too early? Right. You should be happy about it. If you've joined too early, you will learn all the tricks and all the mnemonics and the simplified concepts, much earlier in time, and you would remember it better. Right. So you should give a pat on your back for that. Okay, Brinda is saying feeling stressed. I'm pretty sure everybody is feeling that. I can see from so many faces as well, right? The smile is all missing. And, even when they are here, they're thinking, oh my God, daily target, I'm not able to complete. My GT scores are not improving and all. See, don't stress yourself. Stress tabhi aata hai, like I always say, when you expect out of yourself, when you are actually doing something just to impress the people around you, or just to meet the expectations of the people around you, maybe your parents, your family, the society, whatever. Or maybe most important, khud ki expectations. I have been a topper student always. How can I not crack this exam? Or what if I don't crack this exam? मैं किसी के मुंह दिखाने के लायक नहीं रहूंगा. The more you detach yourself from the results, the stress will automatically go off. You have been taken care of, so well. You have reached here to a point where so many people are actually jealous and envious, they want to be in your place. So you have been so blessed, you have been taken care till now. So have that faith that aage bhi, you'll be taken care of. Whatever is meant for you will come to you at the right time. Don't try to direct the movie of your life, right? We are meant to be actors, right? Giving out the best in that acting, giving 100% there. Don't try to change the script of your movie of life, right? God is the director, let him take care of it, right? Every movie is different. You don't see, agar sabki movie same hoti, sabki happy ending hoti, to kya maza aata? Would you see the movies, right? Never. Same is with our life as well. Everybody's movie is different, right? किसी का happy ending late आएगा, someone will get it early, but it's absolutely fine. Finally, everybody would get it, right? So do not ever compare or do not ever think, first attempt, second attempt, third attempt, whatever it is. Just give in your best efforts, right? That is what you have to focus on. I'll give my 100%, and then whatever results I'll get, I'll accept it. If you prepare with that mindset, you will never ever stress out. Tell yourself, I have been taken care of, and aage bhi I'll be taken care of. I have that faith. Just have that faith, right? Yes. So I'm saying self-doubt every time counseling results come up. As in, I mean, if you see that my name is not coming even in the next counseling result or the next round, what exactly it is. See, like I just said, everybody's timeline pace is different. ठीक है, लंदन का टाइम हमसे अगर आगे है, if it's afternoon there, it's night there, that does not mean that London is ahead of us, right? It's just that the time is different, right? So learn out of it that everybody's timeline is different. That does not make anyone a failure. Okay, so you have to learn that, right? Again, a common query, Ro is asking, after a few weeks of consistent study, then for some days we feel not to study and get distracted, how to overcome it? So the best way is take breaks daily, right? Like I say, in the process, you should take breaks to prevent your breakdowns, because when you try to overdo, that is when you feel that burnout and you feel like not studying anymore, right? Always have this thought as well that every minute, every hour, every minute that I'm spending not doing what I should be doing basically to crack this exam, there's somebody else who's solving one extra MCQ, studying one extra topic, and maybe that will appear in the exam and that will affect my performance, right? So like I said, be honest, give 100%. Whatever you are doing, have the simple thought, have the simple question in your mind. Whatever you do, just before doing it, ask yourself, what I'm going to do now, is it taking me towards the goal or is it taking me away from the goal? If you have this one question on your mind always, is it taking me towards or away from the goal, you will be able to make the decisions, what should I do and what should I not do. Sometimes even breaks or maybe even distractions are meant to increase your productivity. Even that you would be able to answer it personally the best, because you know that today I have given like more than 100% and now I deserve that break, right? So take those breaks, take those distractions only when you deserve it, not out of just because I'm not feeling like study, and that is why I'm just doom scrolling Instagram, YouTube, something like that. If you deserve it, then take it, right? Mm, if I can know your real name, that would be great.
Ma'am, I'm Ayushi. I'm an intern. Ma'am, I wanted to ask, like, ma'am, if we are completing a subject like biochemistry, and then we are also going for other sources like short surplus videos or extra edge, and ma'am, after that, I always feel like I have to compile all those things again, and then I'm just going on making notes of my like handwritten notes, and I'm just once I have completed making my notes, and then I feel like ma'am, FOMO, that something is missing from the topic, then I go to another topic like marrow notes, and then I read it, and then I again want to compile all those things in that note, and ma'am, it takes a very long time, and then finally I feel like since last many days I'm just doing a single subject, and after when I'm trying to revise it the second time, I'm again trying to make some notes even shorter, or I'm trying to add on it, and ma'am, every time it feels like I've not even completed that subject
Yeah,
perfectly.
I can totally understand this. Your generation is facing this because you have this paradox of choice, which is there. Too many resources available, and that is what creates FOMO. Like we guys were blessed, there were no online platforms, there were just this one guidebook, one subject, and we were very clear this is what we have to study, right? So, but now that you have so many resources, it does become difficult to choose what to do, what not to do, especially when you see that my friends are doing something else and I'm not doing that. See, few things to remember, because even I had faced the same thing, though there were not multiple platforms. But I first of all studied at home, right? I take an externship transfer because I wanted to stay with my mom. Then second, I did not join any coaching because the place where I am from, it did not have any coaching available there, right? It's a small place, so there was no coaching available. But since I've done my MBBS from Mumbai, my friends were in Mumbai, all of them had joined the coaching, they were studying together. Even when I was doing my MBBS, we used to study till late nights, like even 3 a.m. till 3 a.m. in the library. So I knew that everybody there was studying so much, I was alone here. So you do get, you do tend to get into this ki my friends are preparing so much, they are attending the coachings, using this platform and all of that, and I'm not doing it. The only thing that I had in my mind then was, when I was giving the test, right, the mock test that we used to give, if I am scoring good, right, you are able to see how others are scoring, how my friends are scoring, how I am scoring. If I am scoring as good or maybe even better than them, I know that I am going in the right direction. So that is what has to be your assessment parameter also, right? When I am doing a subject from some resource, because this is what suits me the best, and when I'm giving a subject test of that subject, if I'm scoring good, that means I have used the right resource, right? You cannot keep running behind multiple resources, for every subject. You will never be able to complete the syllabus then. So what you have to do is, before starting the subject, pehle hi decide kar lo, have a look, basically, like you have window shopping, you should have window viewing of all the resources that are available for that particular subject. It could be any platform, be it Marrow, be it Prep, right, medsynapse, whatever it is. And then you decide, okay, so this is the faculty where I'm resonating the best for this particular subject. So do not stick to one platform. That's one thing I would like to tell you, because one platform might not have the best faculties for all the subjects. So go for the best faculties for each subject. Even if there are multiple platforms, do that. But then once you select the faculty, you select the resource, then you stick to it. So for every subject, what I would personally recommend is, definitely you have to do the short and short extra edge and the surplus videos which are there, and then complement it with rapid revision. So I would personally tell you that start with the short extra edge surplus, finish that off, then you do the rapid revision, maybe from any resource that you want to do, right? Complement these two together, because what happens when you will do the short extra edge and then you are doing rapid revision, first of all, the rapid revision will be like a revision of your medsynapse content. It will be whatever mnemonics you remember that you have learned here, write it down there in that book, right? So you choose that I want to make this as my primary resource where I'm adding my notes, or the rapid revision notes that I'm making as a primary resource. Everything for every subject basically has to come at one place. So again, then you decide for yourself, take your personal call, whether my Marrow or Prep rapid revision notes are going to be my primary notes, and to that I add the medsynapse content, or the other way around. That's your personal choice, right? But it definitely has to come at one place, right? Without any FOMO. Like I said, the best assessment is give a test after you have completed the resources that you decided. If you are scoring good, that means you don't need to do anything else. If you're not scoring good, that means you need to complement with some other resource as well. That's what you have to do. And try to follow the targets, the timelines that you are giving yourself, because if you don't do that, you'll just keep jumping from one resource to other resource, and like you said, you'll feel like for so many days I'm doing just one subject. So follow the time boxing technique. Like I say, decide that today, from, let's say, from biochemistry, I want to finish off carbohydrates, enzymes. So I will give today this much time to carbohydrates, this much time to enzymes. So try to follow that time box. Don't try to extend that time box, otherwise syllabus complete nahi hoga. Move on to the next topic even if the previous topic is not completed. You have to do that if you have to complete your syllabus, right? Yes. Yes. Anybody else has any queries?
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Dr. Krishna. That's your
Yeah,
real.
ma'am, it's Dr. Surbi. Actually, that's my brother's phone. So, like, example, I read PSM very well. Like, subject test bhi diya, score अच्छा है. ये trick लिखा है. I have annotated everything in this. Now, then I'll focus only on those words. Yeah. But then, why?
First of all, what I would recommend, like I always say, is PYQs के लिए use a particular highlighter. Pink is for, let's say, P for pink, P for PYQs, G for
Okay.
GT, G for green. So use a particular color highlighter for that, so that even when you see the notes and you're too short of time, let's say just one day before the exam or even on the exam day, suddenly you're like, oh, I'm not getting the confidence in this subject, let me revise this. At least you will revise the pink highlighted areas. You know that these are the PYQs. ये तो मुझे revise करना ही है. So use different colors, highlighting for like PYQs alag, GTs alag, and then again follow time boxing, right? If in that time box, let's say for PSM, biostats, I'm giving 1 hour. If I'm able to finish, pehle what you do is in that 1 hour, finish off the highlighted areas, because that is important. Then the remaining time, which is their time here for that bios, maybe personally that in biostats, this is the area where I tend to make mistake or I forget frequently. Fir wo areas revise karo. So start revising first with the highlighted areas, with the time box, and then the remaining time you use for the rest of the topics.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome. Any other queries, guys?
Since you said after the day you said it should be around 200 MCQs a day. I'm finishing the daily targets and I'm doing around like 150. I get it. 200 it depends, but yeah, around 150 I'm getting it.
Yeah, that's
Doing
also
MCQs
really good.
every day.
150
Now
MCQ.
recently I saw people here who like they flash their marrow Q banks and whatever their daily targets they are starting to do Q banks. So is it like the time, is there still time to do Q banks or should I just stay with doing custom modules?
No, but personally, if I would have been in your place, my primary focus would have been the PYQs. Like I always tell you that 100% accuracy in the PYQ custom module, that would be the primary target. Okay. Until and unless I reach that milestone, that benchmark, I will not even think of doing other questions. Right. With custom modules, what happens is the question gets shuffled. If I do the PYQs, wo jo year wise diye hue sab apps mein, I mean, even the question, the options stay in your mind and you're not even thinking on the question and reflexively you're marking the answer. But when you make custom modules for the PYQs, the question gets shuffled and you're thinking over it. So PYQ 100% accuracy is the primary benchmark. Even if others are doing the rest of the Q bank, that's absolutely fine, right? Don't bother about it. But this thing should be PYQ 100% accuracy. Whatever are your daily targets, uske PYQ custom module is what you have to do. Once you are finishing that, then you go to the rest of the Q bank. Because understand that making a mistake in a PYQ is like a blunder that is going to affect your rank very, very much significantly. You know that not even one question, just one mark difference affects your rank in thousands, right? So PYQs are something where you cannot afford to make a mistake. So until and unless you reach that 100% accuracy, do not bother about the rest of the Q bank. That does not mean that you'll keep doing PYQs till the end. You'll have to hasten the process of reaching to that 100%. Give yourself that deadline, that timeline and deadline. By this time, I'm targeting to finish off all the PYQs. Again, reminding FMG, NEET PG, AIIMS, all of them. Not just NEET PG, not just AIIMS, FMGE also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah. Any
Hello,
other
ma'am.
queries? Who's speaking?
Good evening, ma'am. Balraj, ma'am. Balraj.
But I remember seeing you
Ma'am,
last. You have given the recent FMG exam, same student, right?
yes, मैम जो है 2 टाइम्स बट जो एग्जाम में था सेकंड
Mhm.
पेपर में मेरे को स्कोर अच्छा भी आया बट वो उस टाइम पे पता नहीं 4-5 दिन लास्ट में नहीं पढ़ पाया था ट्रैवल की वजह से बर्न आउट हो गया था मैं फिजिकली भी और मेंटली भी सो चाइना में रहता
I mean, I'm सिर्फ short की बात नहीं short, extra edge, surplus, all the MCQ
Yes,
discussion videos, all the test discussion videos, जो हर एक वीडियो है, अगर आप वो हर एक वीडियो बहुत अच्छे से करते हो ना, तो भी FMG क्रैक हो जाता है, because that is what I've learned. So अगर आपको लग right, ये आपका
okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Ketan.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I just want to share one experience which I faced recently in the FMG exam. Means when we are getting closer to the exams, then we get the FOMO that हमको मतलब बायोकेमिस्ट्री फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर टीचर से करना चाहिए ऐसा वैसा देन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वांट टू जस्ट से दैट वी शुड सिलेक्ट द सोर्स मीन्स अभी ये पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट ये टीचर से करना है तो वो पर्टिकुलर टीचर से करना है चेंज नहीं करना चाहिए बट लास्टली नवंबर डिसम्बर मंथ आई गॉट द फोमो ऑफ चेंजिंग द टीचर्स like medicine biochemistry then like this in the process I changed like 5 subjects then which leads to problem in the revision also means ye teacher say matlab their way of teaching is also different and you can't just collect all the things in one go and that's I want to say that we have to just trust the teachers and that's the more important and just कि I don't want that in this FOMO that anyone should feel दिक्कत हो जाती है बाद में तो I feel that we should
Basically, I
trust
mean,
them.
that's the learning lesson, very important. Ki whatever resource you are using in the beginning, stick to it. Right. So that is why when you're doing the beginning wala cycle, you have all the freedom, choose the resource very wisely. But once you are choosing the resource, stick to it no matter what. And
Yes,
do not get into FOMO. See, everywhere the content is going to be the same.
Same.
Everybody covers the basic content, which gives you the majority of the questions. Just that you have to decide ki for me personally, मुझे कौन personally suit कर रहा है. That's it. But then once you are doing it, stick to it.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
ऐसी है कि उसका FMG एग्जाम सेक्शंस में होने वाला है. Imagine a
Yeah,
student going for an exam and not even knowing and not given any grand test. She does not even know, oh, the exam is in sections. Suddenly she realizes in the first section that like my time is going to get over and I will not be able to see the questions. Just watch her interview. Like she had 4 minutes and 14 questions.
yeah, 161 is score, right? That.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, that's how it
I mean,
is.
I was really amazed, and I mean, she has given me the confidence personally कि भाई.
No, ma'am, your YouTube section when you uploaded that 4 hours video, short. I was watching the just 1 or 2 hours before the exam, and from there only minimum 15 questions really came from there. So it was really helpful.
So I mean, have the faith.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, so you were there. Acha.
Yeah.
I mean, once when I was taking offline class in Delhi, suddenly a cat was there, and I'm very afraid of cats and dogs. Any other queries, guys?
Ma'am, I have a query and an experience to share.
Yeah, please do.
Ma'am, I'm a 2016 batch, and all my friends have completed, they have joined PG, and something happened in between medical reasons that I was not able to perform well for all the other exams that I have given. She is actually very, she appreciates ki bhai.
So I mean,
Ma'am,
that would have given you the best contentment, when
yeah.
you somebody's life. I mean, उसका
So
and तुमने बेसिकली पकड़ा तो उसको खुद के सेल्फिश मोटिव के लिए ही है कि मुझे चाहिए स्टडी पार्टनर. But yeah, that's both. I mean, it's a win-win situation for both of you.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, I started doing this marrow revision videos. What should I prefer?
See, whenever you are short of time and the syllabus to cover is more, all you have to do is prioritize, right? So very logically thinking, what would be your priority, the PYQs or the entire Q bank? It's of course going to be PYQs. So make the custom module of dedicated PYQs for that topic only, like not for the subject. So for example, if you're doing microbiology, you have the options in your primary apps that you make the custom modules for that particular bacteriology topic only with the tags of NEET PG, NICT, and FMG, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
again, like I told Surbi as well, first in that time box that you have, finish off the priority, that is your PYQs, and then if the time permits, you do the rest of the questions. For everybody, PYQs are something that you cannot leave at all. I mean, जितने भी years के PYQs एटलीस्ट आपके ऐप में अवेलेबल हैं प्राइमरी रिसोर्स में, वो तो सब एग्जाम्स के सब करने ही हैं. All 3 exams, all the PYQs you have to do. There's a lot of overlap in the questions and the topics that we are seeing in the 3 exams, right? So PYQs has to be your primary target. Time box करके करो, right?
Ma'am, but this revision video जो मैं देख रही हूँ अभी, ये ही मेरा actually में primary है because मैंने main videos देखा नहीं है, honestly.
That's what you have to do. You don't have to do main videos. You'll trust me when I prepared for PG entrance. Even though we did not have any FOMO A ki book, I did that because I was very good with my basic concepts. I've read the all the reference books in my MBBS, so my concepts so clear the. Now I just wanted to understand is the examiner's mindset and the type of questions that are asked. So I did, like I've told previously as well, when I gave my exam, that was in 2012. So I did the questions from 2011 to 1994 and 1995. Right? So the learning point is whatever you are doing, do it 100%. Right? If you are doing main videos, do it 100%. If you are doing revision videos, do it 100%. If you know that I won't be able to revise the main videos, don't do it. The crux is, the baseline is, anything which you will not be able to revise later, you know that if you have a doubt, I will not be able to revise this later, don't do it. That's the baseline. Whatever you are doing, you have to revise, because otherwise it's like time wasted. Nobody remembers anything in like one read and one watch. Revision to lagega hi lagega, right? So revision videos are good to go with. Only when you would give GTs, you would realize that even in revision videos, this topic was not covered, or I'm not thorough with this topic. Then when you're giving the GTs, those specific topics you can watch from the main videos, then those selective topics. That should be the approach. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. Any other queries, guys?
Ma'am,
Ayushi. Yes, Ayushi, tell me.
Ma'am, actually, I want to share something. Ma'am, actually, my mother is also a doctor. And after so many years, like after 25 years, एंड मैम वो वापस से सारे सब्जेक्ट्स को वापस 19 सब्जेक्ट्स को वापस निकाली, वो वापस से पढ़ी. इट टुक हर अबाउट 2 years. और मैम एक्चुअली बाद मम्मा ये MJ मेडिकल कॉलेज जमशेद, लाइक आफ्टर ऑल दीज इयर्स. और सो मैम, थैंक यू सो मच.
I mean, I should thank you for sharing this experience because
Yeah.
I think this means the world to me, right? Absolutely, this means the world. And this is something that, out of everything, I mean, this is what I would definitely remember for my lifetime. Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. And please do convey my regards to her and hats
Yes,
off
ma'am.
to her for that dedication. I'm pretty sure that this inspires everybody and even me here. Like if she could do it after so many years,
Yes, ma'am.
we have all the time in the world, no responsibilities, sab kuch haath. Look at the people who are doing it with so much of responsibilities and dedication, right?
It was a very great, मतलब हम लोग मतलब as a मतलब बच्चों हम लोग देखे अपनी मम्मी को वैसे करते हुए तो
I mean, I'm pretty sure, Ayushi, you are like so blessed. I mean, with so much of ghar pe hi motivation, and I'm pretty sure that you would do well because you know it all now. So all the very best. Same thing. When I completed my MD radiology, again I went back. I never used to leave a chance to go back home and stay with my mom. This is the time I can stay with her. So again, I went back there. So bond करने के साथ साथ I was also working as a part time consultant in one center there. और जो consultant वहाँ थे जो sir हैं, right? I think I mean बहुत senior है मेरे से तो. उनकी प्रैक्टिस बहुत अच्छी चलती है, सेंटर बहुत अच्छा चलता है, राइट? मर्सिडीज है, ऑडी है, सब है, कोई जरूरत नहीं है कुछ करने की, राइट? बट जस्ट बिकॉज ही इज नॉट डन एमडी, ही हैज डन डीएमआरडी एंड ही वांटेड दिस टैग ऑफ एमडी. तो अभी last year he gave the exam and he has cracked it and now he's doing the MD. I mean, his son is in MBBS final year, right? And he's doing the
God.
MD now. And he was like, so same thing. He watched the videos that I had, and he used to call me up for guidance. He tell me what am I supposed to do next, how am I supposed to approach this. So when we get opportunities like this, मुझे ऐसी जब मिलती है ना, I feel so grateful and so blessed. And really, thank you so much. Yeah. Anybody else has any queries or anything else to share?
Hello, ma'am.
Dr.
Hello,
Lost?
ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, Dr. Lost.
मैम मेरा लाइट कटा दो तीन
But
डाउट है
आपका
मैम
नाम
मैं
क्या
काफी
है?
देर
Dr. Lost. That's what your name is. Dr. Lost.
जी
Lost where? Lost in studies, lost in somebody else, lost in her.
लॉस्ट रख ली
क्या कर रहे हो ना? You are reliving your 2024 by keeping your name like that. Dr. Lost. Now you should keep it like Dr. Found. So now like
मैम
you are like if you start reading the book The Secret, that is where you would learn this कि जैसे आप नाम रख रहे हो या जो आप सोच रहे हो, जो आप या जो भी आप बोल रहे हो, बेसिकली that shape your life. They make your destiny basically. So जो हो
मुझे लगभग 500 PY की करने आईने से 80-90% किसी किसी में 30-40
डिप्रेशन में कोई इंसाइट होता नहीं है. जिसको होता है उसको पहली बात तो बोलेगा नहीं कि मेरे को डिप्रेशन है. So this proves that you do not have depression, right?
एग्जाम से जस्ट 160 प्लस क्वेश्चन सही हो रहे 143 था.
See, I mean, first of all, it takes all the courage to share your story. So सबसे पहले तो first thing, you are very very courageous. And always remember that life में struggles भी I think उनको ज्यादा मिलते हैं कि where God thinks that ये strong बंदा है, ये इसको face कर लेगा. Always remember that. So remember that if you are facing those struggles, you are God's favorite child. Always remember that. It's basically his way to make you strong. And some things are beyond our control. I mean, whatever has happened last year, you cannot control it, right? I mean, किसी की भी life हो, it's a hard fact. You cannot control it. You cannot control the takeoff, you cannot control the landing of the flight. आप कोई फ्लाइट में हो, आप नहीं कंट्रोल कर सकते, राइट? सेम थिंग, दैट टेक ऑफ इज बेसिकली योर बर्थ एंड द लैंडिंग इज द डेथ. यू कैन नॉट कंट्रोल इट एट ऑल. So you have to accept it that this is beyond my control, be it for my life or be it for my loved ones as well. You had tried your best, you had given your best, right? So first of all, get out of that guilt. You are not just the one person. I think maybe it would have been so man-made, but it's not like that. So don't have that guilt, and be sure that you are blessed. And second, do not again change your thoughts. Don't say that maybe I'll have to take and I'll have to settle with anatomy, because unknowingly whatever you say becomes the truth, right? So be very cautious again. So your thoughts, your words make your destiny. if you start applying this and if you start actually seeing in hindsight as well कि आपकी life में अगर कुछ हुआ है, कहीं ना कहीं अगर वो थोड़ा सा thought भी आया होगा, if you resist something in your life ना कि मुझे, so do not resist anything as well. Just give your 100% again, because I can understand that, because even I've been like that. When you are a topper student, you are a gold medalist, I can crack this exam and with a very good score and rank. I mean, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. I mean, they'll celebrate in your success for some time, but finally whatever it is, आगे की जो भी, this is just going to be like a temporary picture in your movie, nothing else. The exam result वो एक सिर्फ temporary ये है और कुछ नहीं है. So just given your best. I mean,
1 मिनट में वो मैं ये एमडी मेडिसिन लेना था, बट उसके लिए तो मुझे अच्छा रैंक लाना पड़ेगा, तभी मिलेगा ना. रैंक नहीं आया तो मुझे नहीं मिला.
लेना था या एमडी मेडिसिन लेना है, तो अंडरस्टैंड दैट. सो कीप योर वोकैब. नहीं कर सकते ना. सॉरी,
एनाटॉमी का मैं आईना शीट 18 वाले मेरा
ज्यादा आ रहा है, 19 में कम आ रहा है, या 19 में कम आ रहा है, 18 में ज्यादा आ रहा है. दिस शुड गिव यू द कॉन्फिडेंस कि अगर मैं राइट, व्हाई डोंट यू सी द पॉजिटिव ऑफ इट, राइट? वैसे भी तो 24 क्रैक नहीं हुआ तो 25 क्रैक हो जाएगा. सी, नॉट ऑल एग्जाम्स आर गोइंग टू बी द सेम. हर साल का एग्जाम हर साल का पेपर डिफरेंट रहेगा. एंड बी प्रिपेयर्ड कि इट्स नेवर गोइंग टू हैपन कि एग्जाम में यू विल नो आंसर्स टू ऑल द क्वेश्चंस. मे बी वो पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम, तो सब्जेक्ट्स तो वेरी करते हैं ना डिफिकल्टी लेवल में. सो अगेन, somebody gets rank 1 because their MCQ skills are good, because their logical guessing is good. Understand that. The earlier you understand it, the better. Okay, how will I logically guess the answer? How will I rule out the options? How will I solve the questions fast? Trust me, I give exam myself even up till now, because I want to have an authentic recall. I want to see the real paper, so I give exam myself. मैंने recent NEET PG AIIMS सब कुछ दिया है. So I can tell you from my own personal experience कि AIIMS tests your MCQ solving skills a lot. You can actually rule out the options if your skills are good, and you can get good score even without honestly. So but still I'm able to score more than 99 percentile with that, just because I know that my MCQ solving skills are good. They make a hell lot of difference, especially in AIIMS exam. तो अगर AIIMS focus है, MCQ practice ज़्यादा करो, right? तो go beyond MCQs if your primary target is AIIMS. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Shahid speaking, right?
Yes, ma'am. And one small doubt. I am following your schedule as of now, but one thing is when I'm doing GTs, according to now, we didn't finish all the subjects till now. We are only 1/3 there.
Yeah.
So, how to review the questions from the subject which we haven't done? Because from those subjects we don't know anything. So,
how come you don't know anything? You've done those subjects in your MBBS years, right?
Yeah, but is it something I should note, or is it something extra point, or is it a simple question that we don't know right now, right? So
you have to basically use your GTs as learning tools, not as your testing tool, right? So learn retrospectively. I mean, if I would have, if you say like this, then the way I have prepared, it is just retrospective MCQs. I've not done the theory, but I was just doing the MCQs, right? So whatever explanation is given to the MCQ, imagine it like that's your notes ka part, and you are making notes out of it, or maybe you're writing down somewhere, right? So whatever you learn out of that question, especially if you have made them wrong, you write it down, right? So this is what I learned out of this question. And your target should be every like GT question that you want to make notes of, it is going in maximum 1 line or 2 lines, right? That's it. So please have your notes, like I always say, dedicated at one place. If you're making a separate notebook as well, anatomy, everything of my, all the GTs, anatomy goes at one place, physiology goes at one place. So whenever I'm reviewing the GT, I know that anatomy notes has to go here only and nowhere else. Get everything at one place and use the explanations of your GT questions, even of the subjects that you have not done, as a resource to understand that topic, right? Because explanation gives you the entire topic in a gist, right?
okay, thank you.
How to review GT? What's
How
the correct way?
See, there are actually multiple ways of reviewing GT. I mean, you can try for yourself what is working the best for you. The first 2 ways is either you give GT today, Sunday, and you review all the questions the same day. Second is, if you think that this is becoming too overwhelming and this is becoming too boring for me to do it the entire day, I don't want to do it, then you go to the next way, that is doing just 40 questions Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday, right? That's what you do. And then the 2 day Saturday or Sunday, again you revise whatever you learned out of that GT. Okay, so that's another way that you can do. Now coming to how do you review the questions, personally what I believe is, if I would review a GT, I would do it subject wise, because I would not go like the incorrect ones first, because that will be a lot of jumble. एक anatomy का question incorrect हुआ, एक physiology का question incorrect हुआ, एक medicine का incorrect हुआ. So that's jumbling a lot of information in my brain. So what I would like to personally do is review all anatomy questions first, and in that anatomy, first the incorrect and then the skipped ones or the correct ones. So complete one subject at a time. I mean, go subject-wise review is what is better, because like I said, when you're making notes out of those GT questions as well, if you're doing anatomy at one go, it would be easy for you to make the notes at one place for that subject. So, I mean, that is how you should go about it, and review all the questions. For the correct questions, read the explanation quickly, don't spend a lot of time. For the incorrect ones, make sure that not just the question, but the topic that has been asked in that question. If you think that, oh my God, I did not know about this topic, then and there, review that topic, maybe from the main notes or from your revision notes or from wherever, but finish off that topic. So it's not just a question review, but the topic review as well along with that you should do. Even if it takes time, but do it. Who's speaking? R. That's what.
Yes, ma'am.
R.
Yeah, ma'am, it's Rubani.
Sorry?
Rubani.
Rubani. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I actually had a doubt. Ma'am, I was reading PSM, and somewhere in your videos, in either the MCQ discussion or somewhere, ma'am, you had told about combination of tests in series and parallel. I am unable to recall that.
Oh, are you the same person who messaged me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, I mean, देखते किसी और को याद है क्या यहाँ? Anybody else remembers the mnemonic that I told for series and parallel? Specificity, sensitivity, what change, what increases, what decreases? Anybody remembers that? Okay, even if not the mnemonic, but do you at least guys remember series or parallel में test करने में क्या होता है? Sensitivity, specificity?
PP decreases is all.
Correct. So, Rubani, the trick was, I told you in the message today that P is not P. I mean, if you're remembering in terms of increasing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Harshit said that if P is what you are remembering, then it is decreasing one. So when I say test in parallel is P, specificity, sensitivity. Specificity has a P in its spelling, positive predictive value, negative predictive value, PPV, NPV. So again, it's PPV. So with parallel, specificity and positive predictive value will decrease if you're remembering PPP, right? Opposite thing with series is SE, right? And you have negative predictive value, right? Sensitivity mein SEN aata hai, N yaad rakhna, negative predictive value that decreases. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Right, yaad aa gaya. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Okay, yeah, tell me. Okay. I mean, कहानी घर घर की, कहानी हर aspirant की, right? But see, again, when you face times like this, Manu, what if I do this now and what if I don't do this now? Basically, what if I study now and what if I do not study now? So you should actually write it down. Many times writing is what really helps. It helps you get a clarification of your thoughts. It gets you into action. So just write down, okay, what if I study now and what if I don't study now? Okay, what are the pros and cons? What are the pros and cons? But even in long term, तब आपको समझ में आ जाएगा और ऐसा ही बस हो जाएगा, एग्जाम हो जाएगा और अच्छा रिजल्ट. I mean, just kidding for that, but see, until and unless you have that internal motivation and internal drive now, but external कि basically क्या है ना, imagine करो कि आपको मैंने रास्ता दिखा दिया कि ऐसे ऐसे आपको वे, दिस इज द शॉर्टकट वे, दिस इज द स्मार्टेस्ट वे दैट यू कैन फॉलो, बट गाड़ी तो फाइनली आपको चलानी. इफ यू डोंट ड्राइव, हाउ विल यू रीच टू दैट डेस्टिनेशन, right? So that driving has to be done by you. Second, if I give you everything on your plate दूंगा तो फिर कैसे होगा, right? वो तो आपको करना है. There's everything on your plate. All you have to do is just take those efforts to have that, right? So work on that. Watch some motivational videos. Watch some interviews of the previous toppers. Read some motivational books. They make a hell lot of difference. Especially for me, जब मेरे ऐसे phases आते हैं ना कि यार, my productivity is decreasing, or I'm not finding that motivation to do what I want to do, I take some book or I watch some video and it instantly gets me back, right? So I used to do it even in my preparation time as well. That works for me. So just try that. Again, I mean, complementing the resources is what you will have to do when you have to go beyond a particular mark. So that resources could be just your multiple GTs from multiple platforms, उनके explanation से सीख लिया, or you are adding one another resource, maybe a rapid revision from another primary resource, whatever it is. So when you have time, do the try and see what's working for you, and before giving the next GT, take one trial, like take one resource trial. अगर उससे भी नहीं हो रहा है तो एक दूसरा trial ले लो. I mean, that's what you will have to do, and experiment.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, guys. So I think that was a long conversation and discussion that we had, but I hope this
Evening,
helps
ma'am.
you get back on track. And anybody's
Good evening, ma'am.
okay?
Good evening.
Adarsh is speaking, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Adarsh, tell me.
So my doubt would be a little different from the rest of them because, of course, they're all interns or post-interns. I'm just an MBBS student right now.
Okay.
So, first of all, I didn't take MedSynapse app for extensively preparing for NEET PG exam right now. So, ma'am, my question is that now my 4th year has started, and the thing is, in second year now, I watched all the Marrow videos, okay. But at the end, just 2 months before finals, when we actually start studying, like for the papers, so I found that it was not very easy for me to revise them, like 80, 100 videos and all that stuff. So in third year, what I did was I directly switched to rapid revision. And what happened was when I got the whole gist of the chapter of the subject in rapid revision, then I used to do what? I used to read the textbook. So that helped me actually. Like in second year, I couldn't read textbooks because of videos. So in third year, I got the gist through the rapid revision, and then I read textbooks. So, ma'am, the thing is, those were non-clinical subjects. But now that fourth year started, I'm afraid if I don't watch main videos and I watch just rapid revision and MedSynapse for complementing through mnemonics, and then reading the textbooks, जो है अब मेरे को देखने का मन ही नहीं.
Really, when you are in your prof years, textbook should be your priority then, and not the videos, because textbooks are very, very important to build up your base and to get that confidence, right? So like I'll tell you from my personal this thing as well. I have read Harrison's, but of course not the entire one, even in my MBBS final year, but selectively, the cases that are seen frequently or the university questions which are there, utna part is what I have done from Harrison's. Then you have Bailey and Love, that's supposed to be done for surgery. You have Opigai, you have Datta, you have Shaw's. These are the must read textbooks, right? Even the videos which are made basically are based on these textbooks themselves, right? So your primary target is in your prof years is textbook, because you've already experimented and you've seen that doing rapid revision and then doing the textbooks becomes easier. Do that, stick to it, right? So rapid revision, textbooks, and then because you are doing well and all, you can just do some MCQs as well alongside the topics that you are doing.
Yes, ma'am, मैंने क्वेश्चन बैंक सॉल्व किया था जो रैपिड रिवीजन में था. बस अब तुम्हारा ENT ऑफ था,
right? I mean,
मतलब कि हम रैपिड के थ्रू प्लस मेन वीडियोस नहीं देखा तो कुछ.
I mean, your rapid revision, textbooks, MedSynapse videos, QBank, bus, that's more than enough. Even if you do this, like
करते हो जैसे क्वेश्चन बैंक सॉल्व करते वक्त 70% मेरा एवरेज स्कोर रहता है. 70. सॉरी मैम, ऐसा मेरे को
I'm just kidding, Adarsh, right? I mean, right? See, enjoy your MBBS years as well. These are never going to come back. And don't go into a lot of information. Rapid revision, MedSynapse, you are done and dusted. You don't have to do anything else.
Discipline चाहिए होता है, which I'm trying to. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Tamalika, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I follow your schedule. मैं extra और एक subject continue कर रही हूँ. मतलब try कर रही हूँ, नहीं तो फिर ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो सब भूल जा रही हूँ, बस यही subject चल रहा है. तो एक साथ 2 subject continue करना ठीक है या फिर कर रही वही याद आ रहा है बाकी सब?
No, I mean, that's the best way ideally to do. One subject primary that is of your daily target, one subject that we have done previously. I mean, switching. When you are getting bored, take another subject which has been done previously for revision rather. That would be better.
और मैम अगर एक subject,
of course, every subject has to be revised. Every subject. I mean, otherwise, if you don't revise, you'll be back to square one. It will be like ये subject ऐसा लग रहा है.
वही हो रहा है.
Subjects आपको revise. कहीं ना कहीं वो time slots निकालो, like the low productivity times, low efficiency times should be your revision times, because that does not take a lot of efforts. Then finally, everyone, I hope majority of your queries have been answered, and I hope you've got the right amount of motivation dose as well. I mean, जैसे हमने क्योंकि surplus में तो I've covered a bit of genetics from first aid, right? But apart from that, if you specifically talk about RNA transcription या RNA editing वगैरह, वो वाली areas is something that has not been covered. So if that is the area, right, and especially for INICT again, so we can do a dedicated molecular biology or genetics session, like focusing INICT basically. So I mean, वो जो depth वाले, does not make a lot of sense. But yes, at least the areas जो हमने cover नहीं किए हैं, and that has been asked in INICT specific. For that, we will definitely try to have one concise session for that. Or back then, still don't be in that FOMO. ठीक है? I mean, एक question.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah. Tell me where to go.
Yeah, ma'am. Last NEET I gave my exam, and the first two sets were very difficult. So, and post that the third and fourth set, though I knew many questions, I messed them up. And in the last set, I completed it before time, and the last 5 minutes that were left, I kept on realizing that what would I have done better for the first this exam would have gone. I knew the exam went bad because
Are you from evening shift?
yeah, evening shift, yes. So I just want to know how can if such things happen again that the first one or two sets are difficult, so how not to mess the exam up?
See, basically, I think what has happened in the exam is difficult sets 1 and 2 being difficult has come as a surprise, right? If the same thing you would have anticipated, or same thing you would have anticipated ki I know that my exam is in sets, I do not have the liberty to see all the 200 questions at once, and it can happen that my set 1 is the most difficult, my set 2 is very difficult. If you anticipate this now, then this is not a shocker or a surprise for you in the exam hall. I mean, same thing I told the recent FMG students as well, right? And it really worked for them as well. When the initial sets were difficult, but at the same time, I also know that I have primed my mind, I've primed my brain that if my set 1 is difficult, does not mean that my exam is going to be bad. Or if my set 1 is difficult, I know that my future sets are going to be easier. So if that anticipation, that understanding, that priming is there, you'll be able to face it better. So when you are preparing for an exam, basically you should anticipate everything, the worst case scenario that can happen. And you should anticipate that. Actually, you should write this down. This is what can happen in the exam hall. And you should write down the solution or my response. What would be my response? Right? You have to respond in the exam hall. You don't have to react in the exam hall. That comes only with the priming and anticipation. So write down. If this happens, section 1 is difficult, section 2 is difficult, what would be my response? I'll tell my mind, I'll tell my brain that the future sets will be easy. I'm not going to spoil my exam because of that. If my computer system shuts down, what would be my response? If there's a lot of noise in the surrounding, right, what would be my response? So anticipate all the worst things that can happen and write down your responses to that. And keep seeing them, keep priming your brain for that. Right? Your brain, your mind is basically like a child. Usko jo tum, you'll prime it, you'll tell it, it will understand, and accordingly it will behave, and accordingly it will act. Right? If I ask a child who's not able to walk to suddenly walk, the child will not be able to do it. Right? So that comes very gradually. Everything comes gradually and with learning. And this is what you have to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, guys. A long conversation, but I think this was one of the best that we have had, and I personally enjoyed it. And keep studying like you are doing, and keep smiling as well. Study with smile. That's very important to do. Do not forget that in the process. Enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. Don't just focus on the results, right? Prime yourself even to accept whatever results are going to be there. Give in your best, and in the process, please also work on your PQs, SQs, and EQs, right? The physical quotient, spiritual quotient, emotional quotient, right? Don't just focus on the academics, right? So that was for today. Thank you so much, guys, and all the best. And I'll keep seeing you. Till then, goodbye, take care. And like always, keep studying, keep revising, keep medsynapsing, and keep winning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.